The Thunder. 90 seconds left. Harden to man. Nice fake to kick. George contested three. My goodness.
Peace Sports, you know what it is. This is the way. So, you remember the time when Kawhi Leonard went to the Clippers, Paul George followed, and automatically off the bat, we said, this is Kawhi's team, and Paul George is a sidekick, and they're title contenders, right? You remember that time? Well, fast forward a couple years later, who's looking more like the number one and the number two? Even when Paul George gave Kawhi props and said, hey, he's the alpha, he's the number one on the team, well, actions and words don't line up because Paul George has been the man on the Clippers for the last few seasons. He's been outplaying Kawhi Leonard a lot of the times in the season. Now, I will say this. Come playoff time, remember when he was going up against the Suns? The guy that was bowling and playing out of his mind was Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard is a guy that doesn't show his leadership all year long. He waits to the postseason. And to me, that's somewhat of a recipe of disaster because real leaders, real alphas, they don't turn it on and off. They like that 100%. So with that being said, you got the young kid, PG-13, that turns rated R. He wants to be the man night in and night out. That's a masculine alpha trait that Kawhi Leonard seems to try to turn on and off, but sooner or later you're going to keep flipping that switch and it's not going to be able to turn on. So with that being said, they should hand this team over to Paul George on a nightly basis, consistently. He's clutch, he's closing games out, and he's getting the job done, right? Look at this.
And he's let them hear about it. Paul George has taken the game over. And here he is at the other end.
Group responded, particularly Paul George. He has hit some clutch shots for this team.
The man's hitting timely clutch shots, threes, just balling. He's giving the Clippers everything they need to close out games. And he's putting that team on his back. Based off the injury history, too, you got to take that into factor. I would let and run more plays for PG-13 and let Kawhi Leonard be the sidekick more. Because you can't turn it on and off and you're going to hurt your team's level of success come postseason time because once postseason comes, right, then you say, okay, we let Paul George be the man all season long. Now he's supposed to just automatically sit back and defer to Kawhi Leonard. How's that going to work? How's that going to make him feel as a person? Because we are all people. We all have emotion. When you cry, when you win, and you scream, you yell, you dunk with somebody, that's an emotion. So how is this man able to go from being an alpha to a secondary guy when he's looked upon to carry the team all year long or put in situations when he has to carry the team all year long? Don't make much sense, right? So that's like telling a woman to be a woman 6 days a week, but on the seventh day or Sunday, I need you to act like a man. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You either one or the other, and you got to be 10 toes down into one thing. So with that being said, the Clippers definitely need to rearrange their leadership roles in order to be successful too, and make Paul George the uno numero, number one captain of the Los Angeles Clippers. If that's the case. If that's not the case, then you're going to have to just give the ball into Kawhi Leonard's hand and let him close out games. But lately, the Clippers don't do that. You don't give the ball in Kawhi's hand to let him close out. He's not a limited offensive player or a defensive player. Like, you don't need a Kobe or something like that to close out games. He's a perimeter player, right? He's not limited like how Shaq was. Shaq needed Anthony Hardaway or Kobe Bryant. He need those type of perimeter players. Kawhi is that already, right? But the fact that he gets deferred hurts him too as well. So that needs to be fixed. That needs to be corrected. Because without order, how can you win? This is part of the reason why the Clippers got talent, but they have no order, no system in place. And that's going to come back to haunt them come playoff time. Sports out. This is the way. Peace.